So how long have I been powerlifting? I've actually been weightlifting, and I know there's a difference between weightlifting and powerlifting, but I've been actually weightlifting pretty much all my life, ever from high school and college, off and on. I always liked to be fit. Played a lot of sports, played football, baseball, basketball. Most of my time I was playing hockey. But in 2018, my wife Cherie started training for powerlifting. She did it as just functional fitness at first. She just wanted to get in shape, improve some things about herself, and she did her first powerlifting event at Anderson Cohen in the USAPL in spring of 2018. I had no interest in doing powerlifting at that time. So I was just what's called her handler, just meaning getting her to the platforms, making sure she's eating and drinking and everything. And actually, she had such a great time. She actually won 2 medals. I didn't even know it. I had to go back to work. I was working in retail at the time. And she started texting me pictures of her medals. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me just get into this with her. So I actually started training for powerlifting June of 2018. Fell in love with it. And I've been into it ever since. So why Top 10 powerlifting? I actually first started with Top 10 Fitness, which is my fitness brand, and just recently started my own brand of Top 10 Powerlifting. I also have a small production company called Top 10 Productions. So why am I using the phrase Top 10 as my brand? Well, back in 2004, I was working for a cell phone company called US Cellular. And every year they pick 10 people from their employees to represent the values of the company. So that year, 2004, I was playing on a paintball team and I couldn't go to paintball practice because I was chosen for the President's Award, one of the top 10 employees out of 10,000 employees for US Cellular. I couldn't make the practice, and they're like, why can't you make the practice? I said, well, I'm flying to Chicago for the weekend. I'm having dinner with the CEO of the company because I was elected one of the top 10 employees of US Cellular. Of course, teammates being teammates was like, oh, you're top 10 now. Oh, you're top 10. You're too important to go to practice. You're top 10. So every time I started showing up at practice, they started nicknaming me Top 10. We put Top 10 on the back of my paintball jersey, and people still call me Top 10 since then. It's just a brand that stuck with me. I kept with it when I started Top 10 Productions, now Top 10 Fitness, and now just my personal brand, Top 10 Powerlifting. So this Top 10 Powerlifting will be the brand I carry with me all through this journey towards Worlds, the USPA Worlds 2020. My first powerlifting event was November 2018, the Savage Open in Georgia, in Fort Valley, Georgia. And at the time, I was just doing my lifts. And going into my final deadlift, my coach says, hey, he tells the announcer, my coach tells the announcer that it's going to be a record attempt. I didn't hear it, so I'm going into my final deadlift attempt during that event at the Savage Open, and I'm walking onto the platform. So what happens is they announce the person about to lift, Tom Busno, for his final deadlift attempt. I'm going to the platform, and the announcer says for a record attempt. I didn't really think about it at the time. I was just focused on the deadlift bar, hold it, got it. My coach goes crazy. Everybody's going crazy. I come around the corner. Lifters are high-fiving me and everything. He said, hey, you just set the deadlift record for Masters. At the time it was Masters 2A. So just recently, in the USPA in November, I broke the state records for Georgia in bench, squat, deadlift, and the total. I have the also deadlift only, single lift, broke that state record, and then broke the national records in deadlift and squat. It was unofficial world records because there weren't any international referees there, so that's why I'm going to Worlds next year to set the world record in squat, deadlift, and total. Benches have a lot of work to do. We'll see if we can get close to that, but that's for those records. So another huge thing that happened in 2019 is I became part owner of Iron Body's Gym. It's something that Josh and I had talked about for some time, for several months. And then October hit, well actually it was back in September. Things were getting a little rough here in the gym. always wanted to come in as an owner. I've had 29 years in retail experience, and we came to agreement, so I became part owner of the gym. Sometimes there's gym wars that are happening here in Savannah, and it really shouldn't be happening. We're just a different gym. We're not like that commercial gym. We're not like that franchise gym around the corner. We are a small business, sole proprietor, a business for the community, where we talk about being a family here, and that's what we are. I'm very proud of what we're doing and what we're accomplishing, and we can even expand on that in 2020. Are we the strongest gym in Savannah? What I will say is we have the strongest lifters in Savannah. Without a doubt, country muscle Trey Thomas is the strongest lifter in Savannah. I can't think of anybody else that's stronger. If you think you are, come in the gym, prove it, and we'll see if you really are. They're just, of all the powerlifters we have, and I can't think of another gym in Savannah that has the amount of powerlifters we have, the strong amount of powerlifters we have, setting world records, state records, national records, male and female, teens, and all the way up to, masters lifters. Without a doubt, we have the strongest lifters in Savannah.
This is Country Muscle, and I approve this message.